Welcome back to Jess's Kitchen. So today I'm going to show you how to make a sourdough sandwich loaf. It is actually really easy. It's a little less involved than a normal artisan loaf. So let's get to it. We're going to start with 200 grams. Make sure your scale is zeroed out with the bowl on top. 200 grams of water, slightly warmed. 100 grams of active starter. Okay, we're going to mix this a little bit just so that it is a little bit milky. I'm going to break up the starter a little bit into the water. 400 grams of bread flour. 20 grams of honey. 20 grams of olive oil. And 8 grams of salt. Scrape down the bowl here. I'm left-handed, so trying to do this right-handed is not easy. All right, and then we're going to just knead this into a soft dough. Pretty much there already, but we're going to knead it a little bit more. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit drier dough for sure. It's got less water in it. And it's a little less shaggy looking. There we go. We're going to cover this and we're going to wait 1 hour before we do our first stretch and fold. All right, we are back. This dough has rested for 1 hour. So now we're going to do one set of stretch and folds. There's 2 total. So we are going to stretch it out, fold it on top of itself, quarter turn, and then stretch and fold it again. Quarter turn, stretch and fold. And then I just kind of do the other 4 corners, or the opposite corners of what I stretched, just to make sure everything has stretched good. Okay, so we are going to do one more 1 hour rest, and then from there we will do another set of stretch and folds, and then it will go into the tin so that it can proof overnight. All right, it has been an hour. We're going to do our second stretch and fold. This is the last one that we're going to do for this particular loaf. So this dough is going to also be a lot stiffer. It's definitely drier. It's got a totally different texture and feel than the artisan loaves do. So we are going to let this sit for 1 more hour. Then it's going to go into the sandwich tin. It's been another hour. It is time now to pull our dough out. We're going to put it on the counter. We are going to roll this out. All right, then we're going to roll it, flip it back in here. We're going to roll it up. Okay, we're going to put it in this tin and we're going to let this rise. So it's going to fill this tin up and it's going to take the majority of the night. So we're just going to cover this. We're going to put it in the oven with the light on so that it stays nice and toasty in there. And that heat will cause this to rise, and in the morning it'll be ready to bake. Good morning. So our bread was sitting in the oven all night for about 9 hours with just the oven light on. Yes, I did alert my family and I had a sticker over the controls of the oven. I know a lot of people are like, don't put stuff in your oven, they'll accidentally get baked, especially starters. That happens a lot, apparently. Never has happened here. I have great communication with my family. It's just me and my 2 sons and my husband. Goodness. Don't tell him I forgot him. It's early. I haven't had coffee yet. I communicate with my family, and no one has ever turned on the oven with something inside before. So everything has risen well. It has filled the entire tin, and it looks good. So we are going to bake this at 375 for about 35-40 minutes, and let's see how it turns out. I don't normally score my sandwich bread, but let's try it. All right, so our bread has fully baked. This is our sandwich loaf. When it first came out of the oven, I added butter. It makes the top nice and soft. So as you can see, squishy, squishy. It was not going to be able to do that without the butter. It was pretty hard. So now we're all ready to slice it and take a look at the inside. The crumb looks great. It's definitely nice and it's fluffy and soft, but it has a nice closed crumb for sandwiches. So that is probably the easiest sandwich loaf that I've ever had to make. Just 2 stretch and folds. You let it sit in a warm place. I chose my oven for about 8-9 hours. Keep an eye on it though, because every place could cause it to rise sooner. And then bake it up in the morning. Takes about 35 minutes, and there you go. We are all set. We have beautiful sandwich bread. It's going to be perfect for some turkey clubs this afternoon.